Clinton. A greenie? Ah. That didn't work. Try again. Don't bite my hand. Ah. You gotta get better at it. He just keeps biting my hand. Ah!
He got the berry.
Ah!
Oh, come here.
Get Olga.
How's your finger?
My finger hurt. Clinton. High res of him just eating my hand.
Yes.
Cat carrying stream.
An attempt to repair a Clinton.
Oh
But
god.
cat broken with a lack of greenies.
Okay. Calm down.
Right there. The big one.
Right there. Alright. Get Kevin. Summon the people.
Summon.
Summon. Ah! Meow. Another day, another workshop. We should have a dedicated cat cam. We should get Greenies to sponsor us. That's what we need.
Is this buried?
Yes.
Shake the box.
No.
There's one behind you if you want to kick it at Oreo or something.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
You do it for you probably didn't get it.
Just make sure Clinton doesn't see it.
Don't let him hear it. Don't drop it. He'll hear it and run.
No. You heard me like tinkering with it.
Mhm.
Like, trying to pick it up. He's looking for it.
Oh, I'll give him that. He didn't get any.
They are being summoned.
Clinton, say something to the audience.
Victims are in. This way.
Hello. Hey, just take a seat. All right. So what do you have today?
Still the phone. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I have my laptop too if I have time.
All right. What do you have today?
So we I own a hardware supply store,
Mm-hmm.
and we have some equipment that goes bad, doesn't turn on, or battery doesn't charge. We have a voltmeter, so I wanted to just see if we could at least diagnose the issues. Since I keep sending it back to the company when it's like quick issue, especially nowadays, making
Mhm.
shipping company rich. So I was needing some guidance on how to use this tool,
Yeah.
kind of, and there's some soldering thing that looks like this one needs, but I don't even know if it is possible to do certain kind of soldering fix, or if it is better to just
No, we could take a look at it.
I know you guys have same thing, but just sake of argument, I'm
Mhm.
going to pretend that well, this does not turn on. And how do you know when using this where, like, I wanted to see if there's a voltage going into
Alright.
the
So
board.
let me see that.
And if so, then how much of voltage is coming in? This one looks like I lost the contact here. If you pull it a little bit, it comes off.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Yeah, back side, I don't think you could solder that from the back side of the board, right?
I'm not too sure.
It looks like it's everything is obviously soldered on the other side.
Yeah.
And they all tend to have same kind of issues. Like, these are not a sophisticated gadget. It just has a lithium battery and there's a little clip at the top.
Yeah.
You push it down, I believe. I think 2D. Was it this one? Yeah. So yeah, you could see. off.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
You break
I don't
anything?
have a replacement. Oh, maybe. I put it back together to test it. Yeah, I don't have a replacement one, so this is as far as I'll go. And I'll bring on my laptop. Yeah, maybe I'll buy a replacement.
Which phone are you fixing?
iPhone 7. Very cool at this point.
Is that, which phone?
Oh, the charging port. So this was not.
Oh,
Yeah, everything else was working, but it just slowly died because the charging port.
how much is that?
The phone?
Yeah, I mean, to repair.
Oh, more than the phone is worth. It is what it is.
There's the trade-off.
At this point, but it's just for fun, come and practice and learn more.
Yeah, I wish I didn't send in my own coins. I think I still have the original iPhone, the first generation.
Oh wow, you might be able to get
The
something.
clamshell.
Yeah, because those are some of them sell for high. Man.
Collectible.
You might be. Like the original. Like
Original.
Wow,
First.
it might be worth
When
something.
the Steve Jobs future is here.
Yes, sir. Features here.
That's a good sense.
Let's.
How's business at the burger store?
Steadier. Because it's like during COVID, everybody went cuckoo. And the barbershops shutting down. DIY on their self-promoting. Made a lot of TikTok mistakes. There's
I've never
funny
heard that
videos
story.
all over time. There's guy who went, there's hairline and up and up and up because he keep making a
Pushing it back.
slight, it's not straight, so you keep going up and up.
So question. That's why they need you.
No, they don't need it, not the real professional. We're probably the instigator, giving them the clue that they think they can use power to make their own haircut. But it's end up being the result.
Yeah, what's up?
This iFixit kit does not have a screwdriver.
Oh, that's the one from over there that I was using. Should be. You have that one. Right where your hand was.
I'm probably behind.
You're touching it.
Thank you.
Let's see what we can do here.
Room for one more?
I don't think so.
Okay. How long do you want?
Maybe 35 minutes.
30 minutes, you said?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's get this on the camera.
So you stripped the wire.
Yeah, so you do have a break in your circuit on these two pins. And this one looks fine because it is connected. So you are going to need to resolder this to that. Unfortunately, it's really hard on this side. So what I was thinking is that you can run a jumper from here around onto these wires individually.
What's the jumper?
Another
Like a
piece,
bridge?
yeah, piece of wire.
Copper?
Yeah.
Okay. So you solder that to the end and
Mhm.
the other end to this.
Yeah. So I'll show you how to do the first one, and if you want to try, you can try the second. So we're gonna need a smaller iron for this because it is.
Do you guys sell the soldering kit too?
Unfortunately, we do not, but you can, buy them from HAKKO themselves or online, something like that. So you want to prep the pad, so you want to get some nice solder on it. And solder on this wire too.
You solder.
I'm just adding solder to it, so that way when I add the wire, it's going to stick better.
Okay.
Do you mind turning that on? There you go. And just add a little bit of flux.
What is that thing?
It's flux. It makes the solder adhere better.
It's like a glue.
No, it's more like I'm not sure how to explain what flux is actually. So we have that wire soldered, and then we connect it to this. I can wrap it around so it makes it easier. And then we Alright, just like that. And as you can see, they're now both connected. And if you wanted to test with your voltmeter, you can see, I'll do it with mine. Yeah. So we're just going to do a quick continuity check, meaning if 2 points are touching, it'll make a beep.
Is that which? This
Uh,
one.
yeah, but for you, it's not going to do that. It's just going to read 0, but it should be the same. So if I were to touch the cable from the first and the cable at the end, see that they're making continuity because it is beeping.
Oh. But that's all you needed to see.
Yeah. Well, if you were to,
Currents can flow through.
well, yeah, it is now making a proper connection.
Okay. So this signal, this sign,
Yeah.
there's continuity.
Well, if you were to touch it, it's going to read 0. It won't beep because yours is, you know, a little bit of an older model.
If it is 0,
Yeah, that means there's a full-on connection to it.
We're close to it. What's the other?
Okay, so you have 3 settings on this one because it is pretty old.
Yeah.
This is ohmage, so you can measure resistances. It depends on what application you're using it, because sometimes you'll need like 3-digit resistance, 4-digit, 5, 6, and 7. Doesn't really tell you much on on the scale. The V with a squiggly line on top, that is AC voltage. So if you're checking like wall power or something like that, they'll tell you what it
If
is.
the outlet is
Yeah.
hot or not hot.
Yeah, if it's working. And then the V with the line across it is DC voltage. So from batteries
So
or
any electronics.
yeah, most electronics as well.
So this will measure how much?
Yeah, the voltage coming in or
What's these different?
it's the readings again. This will max out at 20 volts. This will max out at 200 volts, and this will max out at 600.
So is it more precise to go lower?
Well, it depends on what you're using. Like,
Right.
say this is 12 volts, you're gonna want to use 20 max because that's the most you're gonna be reading.
Okay. So these are the resistance. This is the volt.
Yeah.
So this you would use.
Yes.
I'd like to borrow you for a minute. Can you mute yourself?
All right. Yeah. 1 sec. Barry, you want to come in? Okay. What is the other device that you have right there?
Yeah, it's a shaver. They are having the same issue, but we actually don't know where is the issue that's right.
Oh,
So that's why we just came here to see that. At least if you can see some, you know.
Do you have the plug for this?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. And this has like a power switch somewhere.
Yeah, this is the power switch here. Okay.
Oh, you slide up and down. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay. Let's see. All right. So how's it looking over here?
Is that a copper?
Oh no, the wire has disappeared, I believe. Or maybe it fell on the ground. I could get
This
you.
one?
No, that's solder spool. Yeah, it's gone. I'll be right back. Get you a new one. Okay. All right. So here's your wire. If you want to use tweezers to hold it, makes it a lot easier. So you're gonna grab it right here. And you want to try to get your bearings first. Okay. So it's a pretty, it's pretty difficult to hold it steady. It's very small and what's up with the laptop?
Okay, a couple things, but
Yes.
the HDMI.
Does not work?
Well,
Or is it
partially.
loose?
I think there's a pin that might be bent.
Let's see. Cam 1. Let's bring it into view, zoom out a bit. Oh, we're fully zoomed out, okay. So we are here, which is down here, right there.
I think that pin might be bent because I think the rest are straight up, but I'm not sure.
That does not go anywhere.
Because if you look like inside, there's a lot of other pins standing straight up. So maybe if I is the correct word unsolder or desolder? Desolder maybe. Yeah.
Huh. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Like all the other pins.
No, you have a bad HDMI port.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Let's see.
it came like that out of the factory. It's never worked well, so I don't know.
Or not. Need like a better angle for this one. Yeah.
Yeah, right? It's like out of whack.
One,
First one's
you're
broken.
missing one
Yeah.
pin completely, and
bent.
yeah,
And
so
it came like that too. Fun.
that is interesting.
This is good because the display on if it
Yeah,
it is what it
that's a
is.
good catch, but there's
Nothing we can do.
if you don't have the
Yeah.
replacement port. Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. And then the other thing is this flex cable.
Yes.
It's for the camera and the display.
Mm-hmm.
And my current fix is every once in a while I loosen it because it gets too tight.
Yeah.
Now, maybe I could replace it with wires, or I doubt it, but I don't have the parts with me for that either. But yeah,
So you're saying this gets too
this
tight?
cable gets too tight, and then when you open and close the laptop, the camera will turn off.
Yeah. So it looks like it's supposed to be wedged in here. Wait, sorry, get that on camera. Okay, so so it looks like it's supposed to be like really pressed down into here. But it looks like over time, because it is coming up and it's probably looping around this, causing a lot of tension. So I guess that might be your issue.
I think in the past it was pressed down,
Yeah.
but after opening
Yeah,
and
there's
closing,
like a little
cut too, right?
yeah, it's supposed to be like holding it down, but Doesn't seem like it wants to do that anymore. Give it some slack on this side. Hmm.
Do you guys have any welding equipment? I could try putting an extra pin on the, the HDMI.
By all means, you can remove the HDMI port.
Yeah.
You can bend that pin back into place, but
But
the
then
other
this
one
other one's
you're gonna have
gone.
to like run a jumper from.
Okay. Up. And
Yeah,
That's the most.
that
sketchy
sounds
thing ever.
like you
might
would
try
you
it.
might need to be here for like 2
Okay,
hours or
never mind
something.
then. Yeah, never mind.
Because when you have to disassemble it, then you gotta take that port out, you gotta fix it, and then
Yeah.
put everything back together.
Fair.
Now for this, I don't know what you can do to get that stuck in there. You need some way to wedge these two, which your best option is probably hot glue, but
Well, but then if this if it's already fundamentally like frayed and broken, hot gluing it in and just leaving it there, it's not gonna.
yeah. I'm thinking what you can do, because you need something to prevent this from going up.
Okay.
And if you want to,
It could work, yeah.
tape would work. I'm just trying to brainstorm.
Okay.
Maybe. Let me try something sketchy.
Alright, go right ahead. It's not like I use this every day.
True. No, it's just if you burn a little notch, maybe,
Then it can not.
then
go
it
on
it would like prevent itself from raising up.
Ah, this is a big brain scheme.
Like something like that.
That's so funny. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Give it a nice little lip.
This is what we're fighting for. Beautifully done.
And let's give it a test run. Does this like to rise up? It does not.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe if I try hard enough, because you're gonna be using this every day. No,
It's probably okay.
that's pretty on there.
And I have a soldering iron at home, so. But for this guy.
That guy, you're
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Assuming I get the replacement part,
yes.
and I just
It is.
solder those for
You're gonna need hot air.
hot air.
Because I don't think
I don't
wick.
have hot air machine here in New York with me.
Yeah.
It's a tough life. Okay.
Well, good news. We do have these on sale.
It's like,
Okay.
I'll buy it now.
So
Wait, you say you have it on sale? Oh, but it's also a 2-hour thing.
so
Yeah, sorry.
you can try wicking it, and probably the pads would come off.
Okay.
But
It's SMD, so it's kind of tough for me to
yeah, that's the problem. So hot air is probably your best bet.
have to fly back. Fly back to Winnipeg just for a quick laptop fix. Okay. Fun.
But yeah, right here
Oh,
you're
yeah,
you're gonna
no.
need a jumper. I don't think a jumper would even do you justice. That's probably not gonna be
There's no way.
doable.
Yeah, I just need a new one.
Actually, you can solder a wire starting at the pin,
Okay.
and you can like weasel it down. But that's
I don't know my current skill.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is
It's not.
massive.
That's not something.
Yeah.
I don't know how that came factory.
Yeah.
I don't know how that passed QC.
Oh well.
Okay.
I
So-
should probably return to doing my first year.
How's the wire coming along?
Get the copper.
Ah, let me just add more flux. It usually helps. Oh.
So this doesn't burn? Oh. Okay. Wow.
Okay, and that, yeah, I wanted to see if power was actually going through the button. Actually, I might have that. Okay. Whoa.
You want me to put it inside or?
Yeah, the casing actually does help. So your switch does work, which is a good thing. So it is probably something to do with the logic board itself. I think it's this thing piece goes on.
Oh, okay.
Would I be able to buy the HDMI off you, or should I just?
We don't sell
Oh, okay. I thought you
taste.
said earlier maybe.
No, we don't have that specific port. That is something you're gonna need to find out.
Well, these are all my time.
All right.
Keep having this collecting at the tip.
Let's see. All right.
Am I cooking that wire?
No, there's just a lot of solder on it. That's fine.
Oh.
There you go.
Alright. I will let other people have a chance. And I'll be hard to as well.
All right, so you do have both of them connected now, which is good. And now what we can try is powering it on and see if it actually does work. I'm just gonna break this wire off. There we go. And if we were to plug this back in. Yeah. Oh, okay. In a sec. No, I just wanted to see if it was gonna break anything, but it should be fine. Okay. And inspect our wires. They're not shorting anything. No. Okay. Do you have the plug for this,
Yeah.
or does it run off battery?
If it is charged,
Beautiful sound.
Nothing.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
maybe.
want a cable?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it could reach.
For who?
At least the light turns on.
Does it turn on immediately after the switch?
Is that just for
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah,
know.
okay.
Sweet.
Hey, Dorsey. This does not need to get the battery charged first. Turn it on. We should be able to run off this cable.
Yeah, I think yeah.
It looks like it's trying to charge.
No, it goes. It comes like this. No, when you turn on, I don't think there's a light there.
Are you saying that we should turn on the light?
The light should be on, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the charger problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet mercy.
Okay.
Oh, sweet mercy.
Oh, sweet Oh. Oh. Admire Louis' generosity, sharing the repair knowledge, and teaching repair skills. Thank you for the $10. And another... Oh, these super chats are stacking. Uh-oh. Okay, where's the other one? Shoot. Also, yeah, thank you for the donuts. Was it JP? I'm not too sure. Let's see what this... Is that working now?
But this is working well. I think there's nothing wrong, it looks like.
It looked like the switch contacts were,
Looks like this. This one looks like the switch contact. So when you plug there, it's not working well.
So if we are not getting voltage to
Oh yeah, let's see. If I plug this. Ground.
Oh no, no, no.
not yet.
I'm not messing up.
Okay. Is there a top that goes on this?
Yeah.
There could be like some sort of safety thing that, you know, it's not letting it turn on unless that's plugged in
okay.
or popped on.
The lid.
Some electronics do that. This could be the case for this one.
So this your grandparents'
Oh.
tools. They haven't changed much.
Yeah,
except that they
probably.
added a battery.
There's a switch.
There you go.
Oh.
Or maybe it just wasn't charged. Okay, that's good to know.
So it needs a minimum charge before it'll.
Maybe. I'm not too sure. I thought it can run off just the wall power, but maybe it does
Yeah.
need the battery charged
So
up.
how did you
Okay.
like
Yes. So, with the
Dorji, come here.
with the DC power,
So is that same as this?
yeah, I can try yours if you
Okay.
prefer. So we're gonna change it to 20 because this is actually getting 3 volts into the system because I measured with this. So you want to put one probe on ground. This turned off. Why did this turn off? Okay, yeah, we're fine. Yeah, the camera just turned off on its own. All right, so grab this. So you want to have the black on ground or whatever you're wanting to test. Usually it's ground. You can find ground usually like any screw or any big pad that you know is ground. Usually the corners of a connector is grounded. So I could try this screw, it makes it life easier. And I'm gonna measure one of these points, actually. So we're getting 3 volts going in now.
Okay.
It is not these probes aren't the best, so you're not really getting a good reading sometimes.
Not accurate.
It's it looks pretty. Also, you want to be careful not to, you know, like bridge anything. You don't want tooth pads touching together. So if I were to touch here, I'd also get 3. If I were to touch this one, I should be getting 3 as well. So yeah, that's how it works. This is a very small application, but using like really big probes. These are way better because they are like very finely tipped, and you can get clearer readings by doing the same thing. You can tell Kevin bring in the next one. So again, ground, first pin. We get 3 volts. Second pin is also 3 volts. And, you know, and so on and so forth. And this thing
That means
does still, okay, yeah, it is running better now.
it is getting charged.
Yes, there is power going to, from here, there is power going into the logic board itself.
These connecting points should get
It depends on,
same voltage.
but it depends on what the application is. You'll never know until,
Oh, okay. So whether it's like a LED light versus the
Yeah.
motor.
yeah. Because at the motor, if I were to measure it right now, I should be getting 0 because it's not on. So if I measure these two, because I believe that's what powers the motor, we're not getting anything. And if I were to turn this on, I measure those 2 points, we get 3 volts going into it,
Oh, okay. So
or 2.7.
your negative is on positive and positive on negative?
It doesn't matter. It does matter, but it doesn't really, because this is in reverse polarity. It'll just say minus, but I know there's, you know, you're getting 3 volts into
so in case if we are doing it on ours.
it. It probably will say minus.
Okay. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether it goes.
Yeah,
Same-
you just
same-
get reverse readings,
Okay.
but you'll know that you're getting a reading.
Oh, I see.
Usually you do want ground on ground, but you know sometimes
Ground on ground will
and red to whatever
be
power
less,
you're getting.
Dangerous.
Yeah, it's common practice, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, looks like it is working.
Yeah.
It just needed to be charged up.
Thank you.
What I want to do now is I'm gonna conformal coat that area because it can move around and it might touch something and short something out.
Okay.
So it is nice to have it covered so that way it doesn't have a chance to ever do that. Lewis keeps his, I believe, right here. So we're going to unplug this. We're going to remove power from the system. Okay. Oh shoot. Yo man. What is going on here? Sorry, I guess our cable is going bad, yeah.
It's a little loose.
You want to switch chairs?
No, you take it.
I can
Yeah,
take it?
we're done.
I'm
Alright.
kind of tall. I like shorter chairs.
Okay, so we're just gonna apply some. Let's get a brush. So we just wanna.
What's the solution called?
Yeah, it's called UV coating. Yeah, UV curing mask.
Okay.
The UV is just ultraviolet. It will. It comes out wet, but it'll dry up as a solid.
Oh, I
So I just want to remove as much flux as possible so it doesn't adhere to flux, it adheres to the logic board. Blow it dry, and then we can add our coating. Okay, there we go.
So these are non-conductive things?
Yeah. So you see how these wires are exposed?
Yeah.
If this were to like move around, this can go around, maybe touch something else that you don't want it to. So the best solution is to just cover it completely. That way you'll never have the chance to ever do that. Also, it will strengthen it as it won't move as much anymore now that it's cured and dried.
It's like putting a little glue
Yeah,
cover.
yeah.
Cool.
And then with UV light, it will dry up.
Oh, it's UV activated.
Yeah. And it will just instantly dry, but I want to give it like a good couple of seconds on it. And if we were to press it now, you can see that it is complete. It's not dry yet. That's dry, that's dry. Just need to work on this area. A few more seconds. Are those the only two things that needed fixing today?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm glad I was able to help you guys out.
You're teaching us how to fish.
Yeah.
This definitely will give us less of a. I wish we can fix everything here, but unfortunately there's some things.
Yeah, some things actually can't be fixed, but this was straightforward because you just had a
Yeah.
rip in your system. You know, a neat simple wire can actually get that.
So is that what's commonly done as a repair tactic?
It depends. There are some in our field. There's some chips that get water damaged, and the pads themselves get burnt up, so they're no longer there. So instead of a pad, we would have to run a jumper like that replace that in response to that.
So most of the jumpers are just a little loose copper.
Yeah. So there we go. We're gonna plug in power again, make sure everything is on and working before I send you guys off. And where was that screw?
It's right there.
Okay, cool. Flathead. I believe it was this one, yeah.
You put it inside here, this motor.
What was that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to line it up, so oh. Why did it have to be flathead?
But only with the cable.
Oh. You might have a bad battery.
Yeah, look at your battery.
Unless it's not, you know, like fully charged. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's your name?
Anel. Anel.
Anna.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in charge in this back repair?
No, but Lewis did put me in charge because he's got here, so I guess someone's got to do it.
He moved, right?
No, he's just in Florida for a week.
Oh, okay. How often do you guys run the workshop?
It's whenever he decides to run it. Unfortunately, there's no set time for it.
I guess we were lucky. We are right on 29th,
Oh, really?
and yeah, if you guys want to stop by.
Yeah. I think I'm overdue for a haircut, actually.
I'll give you tools, but I don't think you guys want us to cut your hair. If you wanna, this might
Oh.
tap, it'll give you.
Yeah, let me get my phone. And let's go to our third guy. Boop. How those LEDs coming along?
I just, I'm doing my columns now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep them flat towards the board.
Yeah, what you can do is when you put it on the board, you can hold the top of the LED with your tweezers.
So what I'm doing right now is like,
Yeah, you can hold it like that. Then you can solder one leg, and then it should be flat enough on the board. Do you want a bigger iron?
3, no, I'm fine.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys, take care.
Night.
What are you gonna do about the keyboard guy?
The keyboard guy. Oh.
Someone walked in with like a massive.
Oh, I said there's probably nothing we can do about that one. Okay, so you see how you applied solder on all three at once?
3 of them, yeah.
Yeah, so when you're going to put that chip on, it's not going to lay flat on the board because one side's raised, one side isn't.
I can't just like heat.
Well, if you heat that one,
connect.
but the other two are, you know, it's already raised, you
Oh,
know?
so it's at a corner now. So one corner is higher.
Yeah, all three, like the whole 3 rows are higher. And if you melt one, it's going to be at that elevation because it's going to solidify at that point. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I've been trying to do, just kind of 1, 2, 3. Ah, shit. The screen is so much easier. The left hand with the tweezers is probably the hardest part for me.
Yeah, you got to get used to it.
this is probably why, you know, I asked for, well, look at it and then you'll see. And then you say it's not level.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Connected right now. What the heck?
Oh, because it's probably raised also, so it's not contacting the bottom of that LED. There's two ways you could do to combat this.
If this is the issue, then all of like yesterday's progress probably sucks.
Oof. It's fun. You could always hit it with some hot air. It'll always fix everything.
I've never done the hot air. I suck at the hot air.
It's fine. You just gotta.
First day I melted.
You just gotta know what can be tolerated.
It's easier to share it on a screen,
Yeah.
but like. Oh, so it's at an angle
Yeah.
because one side's higher.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you say the solution for this was?
You can hit it with some hot air, and it will lower itself down because the surface tension will pull it back down. So. I'll put that camera back on. The viewers get to see what's going on. So we are here. That in focus. Turn you on.
Pressing down. But I also, the surface tension thing wouldn't work because only one side is soldered, right?
Yeah, but it'll hold. The right side would be held. The left side would be free flowing. Oh, I didn't solder it. I thought the solder melted, but it just actually wasn't even on the board. Okay, so just gonna hold you in place, just like so. Let that solder to melt. 3, 2, oh, my iron is off. Oops. My hot air was not on. It was actually just cooling down. So you're gonna see the solder melt any second now. And it'll just eat up those legs. 1, 2, 3. And then you wait for it to dry.
Tweezers are a little hot on the top end.
There you go. Oh, shoot. And then I melted the top of your LED. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's the delicate use of hot air is tricky.
Yeah, that's fine. I believe it still works. It's just gonna look a little gross.
Okay, so if I wanted like a level LED solder from the top, what would be like the steps to?
Okay. So.
Because clearly, you know, doing one side, attaching it, and then
Yeah. Oops. My apologies. We need the big guy. So I'm gonna have to remove the solder you put on there. So we just use,
wick.
yeah, we're just gonna wick it right off.
wick on top.
Oh, do you mind hitting that fume extractor on the left right there? Bottom left of your foot. That one, yeah. Okay. So we're gonna remove the solder you put on. That way the surface is now flat.
Oh, cool.
And I'll just do the ones you already did.
So when you do something like this, the solder sticks to the wick
Yeah.
and not the board because of the type of material the wick.
Oops. Yeah, so solder likes to adhere to hot things, and since the wick is heated
Hotter
by
than
the
board.
yeah, the solder will flow right into it. So we have our prepped pads. Just gonna clean it off with some alcohol. If there's any left in this, yeah, okay. I don't know. We lost the berry. Okay, so LED.
The strip.
Ah, this strip right here. Yes.
You okay?
They're going by this orientation. It's this little like square thing on the other side. Wow.
Yes. Okay, fine.
So, it's flat on the board and it's lined up.
Yes.
What you want to do, grab some solder.
In the iron.
Come on, there we go. We're gonna hold her out. Shoot. Okay, so we're flat on the board and we're aligned for the most part. We're gonna solder one leg. That's held into place. Now we're gonna pinch this corner. We're gonna solder this leg. I'm gonna turn you around. And solder this leg. Also, we're gonna need some flux. Okay.
Four corners.
Yeah, so now the corners are held into place. It's not going to move anywhere, so you can freely just drag our soldering iron on all the legs. Just like so.
And the legs won't short each other because there's space in the middle. That's not conductive.
Yeah. And the flux will do a good job at not bridging them. So you just... Oh,
That's a different one.
we're no longer in frame. There we go. Needs more solder.
With this,
Just like that.
is that like LED board or something?
Yes.
Where's it from? A car?
I did a thing of, well, these are all just 1 through 9.
Mm-hmm.
This is an
Right.
ass load of LEDs.
Oh,
And, well, this just looks like grunt work, but it's good practice.
it's just repetition.
Yeah. The back is more ICs, of which I'll actually need help for smaller legs. This you can probably do by hand.
Did you do any yet?
Yeah, he did all of those.
Tuesday,
Oh, nice. Everything good?
Thursday, Today.
Are they making contact good or?
Some of them, I mean, they all are making contact,
Well, I mean, like.
but some are better than others.
Yeah. Was he using heat to put them on?
No, he was using, he tried heat, some of them melted.
Oh, so he used iron.
Where's my shitty one?
There, yeah.
I learned the heat gun.
You like
It's a-
s'mores?
It's a reason. It's a,
Marshmallow.
oh, you just soldering every pin by itself?
Hand soldering is probably
Yeah.
the safest way, but you can use hot air.
Just lower the temp.
You gotta lower the
Or keep
temperature.
it away a little bit.
Yeah, you're gonna have to know what it can tolerate.
What, is there something in the middle I have to touch or no?
What do you mean?
On the board itself? Let me see the blank one. Let me see it.
No, there's just three.
just
There's
the-
6 pins on every.
Okay. So not too bad to hand solder.
Yeah, no,
Just takes a while.
pretty soothing.
Yeah, enjoy this while you can.
Why?
We got Elton John coming in next.
Who's Elton John? He's here still.
Yeah.
Oh God, bring him in.
He's eating. That's why.
Oh, Elton John. You're funny.
Yo, JP, stop with the donuts, bro.
How you gonna say that?
You can't hear me.
Please, I'm unmuted now.
Oh. Thank you for the donuts.
Please, no more.
Please, no more, though.
We've been everyone
complain.
everyone in the store is cutting. We're cutting calories, we're working out, and there's
cutting
donuts
sugar.
coming in every day, tempting us.
Too strong of a temptation, you know?
That bench hasn't moved in the whole week.
So, oh wow, that was
that's
perfect.
Cap, that's cap. What?
He was moving and soldered it on at the same time.
Moving what?
The
That
LED.
was like positioning this into place.
Yeah. All you gotta do is press down on it with your tweezer.
No, you just do one on each side and you're good to go.
Yeah. Needs more solder.
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 It's the hot seat.
The donut seat. Where's Clinton? Hey. What if I shake the greeny box?
Donut stream.
Donut stream? Do not stream, bro. Ooh. You tried the hot air again? Did it work?
I think this thing bubbled up a little.
Oh, you
But
might.
those three look really level now.
Yes, and it's only slightly burnt. It's not bad.
I haven't touched like previous work yet, just today's column.
Yeah, that's fun. That's good. Hello.
So where do
I guess right here probably.
oh, okay.
Problem is, I don't know where to begin.
I
Or
just want to diagnose, honestly.
okay.
I think it's. I mean, you guys know a lot about computers, and I do a little bit as well. So I think we'll be fine, maybe. So.
Oh, by the way, these silicone pads go back to normal.
Yeah, when they cool off.
Okay.
All right.
You have a screwdriver?
Yeah, I just want to see how big it is. All right, one moment. I need the special one. What the?
So I should show you what it does beforehand, right?
Yeah.
So
I'll take that.
this is what it does. Just a blank screen shows up. Thanks. About it. Literally. I mean, it was flashing before. Now it doesn't flash.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, that's all it does. And then there's no sound output. Now it changed. I don't know why it does that. Yeah, literally it just does that. There's no sound output. So it might be, I think, maybe one of the chips on the inside, or it might be a capacitor. But it definitely is a small component, I think, in my opinion. I'm not sure.
Oh.
What do you think?
I'm not a piano expert, so
It's the same thing as a computer. So, if a computer, let's just say a sound card, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't like playing audio. Or like, let's say it's like LCDs and like sound components. It's literally the same thing. So this isn't really. I mean, you might see it as out of like your expertise, but it's really not. No, I'm serious. I fixed like I was I worked like one whole year in like a computer repair shop, and we fixed like TVs and like other stuff. I fixed a whole bunch of things. When they had me there as like an intern, and I learned how to do a lot of things, like solder. I'm really good at soldering, and like the only bad thing I'm bad at is diagnosing. Literally. It's the only bad part.
Have you taken this apart before?
To be frank with you, I think one time. Just to look at the components on the inside. These are different.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing you've worked on?
It was about 3 years ago. Someone had a broken USB port on their LED shoe.
It's simple though.
Yeah, but it is pretty.
Weird, yeah. It is kind of weird, but it's like really simple.
Hello, Paul.
Hi.
I think there's one more screw here. Does this slide out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna turn it up like this. Oh. Oh.
We should just take out this part. There's some kind of resistance.
Yeah.
It might be this right here. Might be the pegs, maybe.
Could be. You could remove one and see where it goes. I think my screwdriver was under that now.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah,
just.
looks like not. Okay, so now I'm thinking. Maybe
This
the back, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
maybe not. Let's see. I'll flip
Maybe it
this
just needs a little bit. Oh, there it goes.
up. Okay.
Yeah, that was easy, you know, kind of. Great.
So does this pop open? I guess it does. Whoa.
Great. All right.
Okay. I think
This
we
is
should
what we wanna
we should
look
probably turn it around.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So this is where power goes into, which should be fine because we are getting power. And then there's our display. Whoa. Okay. So we have our display here. Got a wire. Okay, I guess we gotta take a look under here.
Does that one work or no?
Probably not.
Do you guys have any other ones of these?
I don't think so. Maybe it's just really tight in there.
Yeah, that one was a little bit tight.
No, this one doesn't work.
I think this is for the expansion. Yeah, this is for the expansion
Oh,
board. So I don't think this really has to do with anything with the screen. Yeah, I don't think it has to do. So maybe we should still take it apart.
well,
right?
no, because the wires route from here into here, which is why I wanted to take a look at.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the wires route because of data, not because of anything else. I'm not sure though. You're the expert. Way more than I.
Okay, go from there to.
This is like the soundboard. This is where like the outputs are.
Mhm.
It's not an issue with the power supply, right? You would
It shouldn't because it is getting
Oh.
power.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
start
should be
playing.
playing.
Right, but it doesn't have built-in speakers. You will have to connect it to an amp. When I connect it to my amp, basically it does not output any sound. And then the display is completely blank. It's not supposed to do that. And this is supposed to like dial the display to make it like darker or lighter, like the letters.
I think this is going to be a software issue.
I think so.
I think it's not booting. That's probably supposed to give you like a Yamaha logo or the
Right.
model number across the street. That's across the screen first,
Right.
and then load in, and then show you what instruments selected. So if it was an LCD issue, you would still have sound coming out of it. So then you just don't have any display because you don't. Since you're telling me you don't have to select an instrument should be already be selected,
Right.
and as soon as you turn it on, you should be able to play. But that's not working.
Right.
And then on top of it, you do have an LCD backlight, but you have no image on there. So I don't
Right.
think it's just not booting. So either the software is corrupted, the firmware is corrupted in it, or one of the chips for firmware got blanked out or burnt out. That's what it seems like.
Okay, I see. So maybe reheating the board could possibly maybe fix it.
Not if it's software.
Not
So
if it's
if software's
yeah, yeah.
lost, there's
Right.
no heat's gonna do anything to reprogram software.
Right, but if the chip is like loose, or if the chip is
On your
like
desk?
maybe.
That might not be the firmware.
Why?
Something
It's for
you might have to
darklzs.com.
change something. Yeah, the CPU or the firmware.
Remember 720, right?
Okay. Alright.
I think your best bet is to find a Yamaha service person that will let you just send the board to them, and they can either reprogram the board or at least hook it up to something that tries to reprogram it,
Right.
and then they'll be able to tell you right away if the board is good or bad.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Because these professional things, they're made to be serviced.
Yeah. I think that is my best bet.
The action broke on that one key.
Huh? That one key, yeah. Alright.
Because I have a Casio like this.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
It's an 88?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's not a stage piano. It's just.
Do you
just
play?
for home.
No?
Learning, just learning.
Oh, okay.
I always wanted to learn piano, and it came up for sale, on sale, so I purchased one.
Could be a short, you think? A short wouldn't, like, it would completely kill everything, right?
Usually, but not necessarily. One of the chips could be shorted. That's stopping
Right.
it from continuing its boot procedure.
Right.
I mean, you would have to take the board out and just meticulously visually inspect it.
Right.
Look over it. A short's gonna show signs.
Right, right.
So you're gonna
Right,
see
it's
something
gonna show-
dark. You're gonna see
yeah,
something burnt.
exactly,
You're
something
gonna see
burnt,
the trails
yeah.
of smoke out of the side of something.
Oh, wow. So I just learned that one. Nice. Where's the other? Oh, screwdriver. Thanks. By the way, thanks for the help.
It's fun. I tried my best. I'm not a piano man.
I don't think any of you are, honestly.
That was like this.
I was just testing the action.
I think it comes from, oh, that's how it is, okay. So it goes in and then slides. I would need those.
Who's these two, right?
Yeah.
Everything looked good on the power supply, so
Yeah.
it's definitely not a power supply issue. It's like the other guy said. It must be the chip from maybe the BIOS chip or something. Or the software itself. These rework stations from?
Hmm?
Where do you guys get these rework stations from?
Yeah, China.
Right, but what company is that?
Aten?
Hudson?
Yeah.
Is it like good and cheap, or is it like just good and expensive?
They're good, and they're just the same quality as the expensive one. You know, it's not really much of a difference. It shoots out hot air. There's no good or bad way to do it.
Just, I just wanted to ask, like, for reliability, like if it's more reliable than an expensive one. Because I have one, but it's like an all-in-one station.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like separated. And it works pretty fine. But if I could get something better, I would definitely get something better.
Oh,
Thanks.
Thanks.
I was hoping for one of those like magical fixes.
Yeah.
You ever like open something up and then like something's not working, you open it up and then you just close it back up and then it starts working again?
Yeah, that happens pretty commonly around here.
Right. I was hoping for one of those just now. So you're just practicing? Or are
It's
you
an
working?
LED board that will. This is literally just grunt work. But supposedly, there's a bunch of acrylic there with numbers,
Right,
and the back should be programmable somehow.
right.
Final project should be a clock.
Oh.
Uh,
They gave it to you here?
No.
Oh, you had to get it like on your own.
My dad gave it to me as a present.
Oh, okay.
But
What else do you guys do on workshop days?
it's whatever people show up with.
Yeah, people just bring their own stuff.
Okay.
Take a look at this. If you he gave me like a $20 kit from China.
Oh.
He gave me this massive PDF, which is just okay. The front looks like massive LEDs,
Right.
which is why I'm here to practice anyway.
Right.
The back is a few components. But basically, the final product should look something like this. No progress on this guy?
No, I'm just gonna have to like, I think what I'm gonna do is probably order a replacement board, like just a whole replacement board. And just like disconnect everything and then connect it to the new replacement board. Or I may just take it like he said to Yamaha service repair. That's what I might have to do.
Optimistically, I want to say instruments are probably more repair friendly.
They are.
Then-
As soon as like the guy as soon as he saw it, he said, "Oh, this looks like it's supposed to be taken apart."
Versus like Apple trying to well,
Right,
it's
exactly.
$400 to replace the board and $500 for the computer.
Yeah. Definitely. Can you teach me how to use a multimeter before I go?
Yeah.
Like literally, that's like 3 things that I don't know is like how to fix shorts. I know people that know how to fix like shorts. And then the other stuff that I told you about, like the multimeter stuff, and then diagnosing. Is he friendly?
Yeah. He won't bite. He does meow a lot though. He just meows. It's fun.
Okay.
He's very vocal. Bum bum. What?
The donuts.
Oh, some guy keeps sending them in whenever we do the workshop.
Oh. I can
If
take
you,
one?
yeah, you can have one if you'd like.
Okay. Just take one to go when I go.
Okay, so let's get our power. Okay, so with a voltmeter, you can check whatever you want to measure. So say you want to know if this is actually getting power, you can measure the port itself. So it's usually, I believe it's the top one that would be getting power, yeah. So you can see on the
I need like these are called tongs, right?
prongs?
Prongs, yeah.
Probes, meter probes.
Probes, yeah. Like where do I put the probes?
So usually if you want to measure in relation to ground, is you almost every time you want to have it like that.
Mhm.
So any metal part of the board is usually grounded. So usually put that there. And whatever you want to measure, so say
Mhm.
I want to know if there's power coming in from the charger, I'll measure the port from the charger. And you can see that I'm getting 18
Right.
because 18 volts is coming into the system.
Right.
Say I want to measure something else, like my PP bus. That's something you have to know, like on the schematic or something. You'll find out where it comes from. It comes from here, so it should be 12.56. And if I were to measure it
The
in
what bus?
the PP bus, sorry, the 12 volt rail on this computer.
Okay.
So if I were to measure it on this computer, again, it should be here, and I should be reading 12 volts.
And for different like devices, like where is it's somewhere different every time? Do
Well,
you need, like,
yes, you need to know what are you measuring, basically.
Right. Okay. And then AC is for like if the computer is not plugged in, right?
AC is for basically AC signals. So if I were to put this into
Oh, AC is like
um, basically,
into like actual.
yeah. So if I could put this into the wall, I'll be getting.
What happens if you just put one of the? It won't give you an actual reading.
What do you mean?
Like if you just put the red one.
Oh, okay, and it has to be in relation to something. So if you have one, it's not going to connect anything because it doesn't know what it's measuring.
Right.
So say
Okay. I see.
the way something is measured is basically ground is the starting point, and the plus is where it's gonna what you want to know what you're gonna be measuring.
Okay.
So if I just have this plugged in here, I'm not gonna get anything because it doesn't know what it's basing it off of.
Right. Okay, I see. So usually, what do you like most likely? What do you measure the most? Like, what's the most important concept? Will you just tell me right now?
In most electronics, generic electronics, you want to know if at first is power going into the system.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly is where is that power going to? Is
Right.
whatever that's going to having power, and you move like in a system basically until you reach the end.
So you go from connection to connection, basically, just measuring how much power is flowing through the system until you find the short.
Until you
Where
find
short
something
is.
that's not getting powered that is next on the block.
Right. So you would literally just like read the circuit, like these lines, right?
Yeah.
So literally, we would just like it goes through here, and it goes like right here, right? And then that goes like
Well, it's easier because you do have a schematic to look against, so
schematics. Where can I look that up?
it depends on what it for every device has their own.
I mean, I know people that just look at the board and they know. Like, does that take like years to do?
It is pretty tricky, but if you are, again, if you are knowledgeable in the subject, then you should have some sort of guideline with you.
Right. Okay. Cool. So I should just like if I have a device, I should just look up like, let's say for example like, MacBook Pro schematics, and then the kind of like the flow chart of where the electricity is going through is gonna show me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And then question, because I've seen people just go like, yeah, I'm gonna turn this off because I don't want to like. Yeah, because I don't want to like. Last time, I had like a CD drive, and then I put like one over here and then one over there. Like I just like randomized to see what was wrong with it, and then it had a short. It had a short, and it was completely ruined. Like there was no coming back from that. So, basically, I've seen people that they go like, for example, like that, and like they'll put it like somewhere, like anywhere.
Yeah.
That's okay to do.
Again, usually, the device itself is grounded. So, as I said, you want to put your black on ground, but if the whole device is ground, then, it doesn't really matter. That's why people, like, move it somewhere else.
Okay, so it doesn't matter like what I do as long. I mean, it doesn't matter where I put this one.
As long as you know it's ground.
Right. But it would have to be like ground metal.
Yeah.
Correct. Like it would have to be on metal. Okay. Cool. And you said like AC is just for like outlets,
Wall power, yeah.
AC. So DC is mostly like.
Is basically battery powered things.
Okay. Cool.
Or most application appliances usually run off DC.
Okay. And so basically, for DC, just ground it somewhere.
Yeah, and then whatever you want to measure, you can measure.
Okay, cool. That's cool. Is there anything else like I should learn about like using the multimeters?
Not really. That's basically what you need to know about a meter.
There's like resistance and like impedance and all that other stuff. Like, is that really?
It's good to. It's important if you see like a resistor is blown up, and then you want to know if it's reading the right reading, because if it's not, then it needs to be replaced. But that's kind of more, that's slightly more advanced than just reading voltages.
Okay. And how would I do that? Like,
So, say,
Oh wow. That looks so much nicer when it's clean.
cap. Yeah. And this one is 10, right?
this is capacitor. That's what it stands for, right?
This is also the resistance sign.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, so, you can see that this resistor has a reading on top of it, and it says 470,
Yeah. 170.
or I think it's 47.0, but on the schematic it'll tell you exactly what it is, but
So every time I do a repair, I should look at the schematics. for the
it
product.
helps a lot, yes. So yeah, it is 47 ohms.
Right.
So if it was giving me a different reading, then I know that that resistor is bad and needs to be replaced.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a resistor, right? Like, my problem could be a resistor?
I don't think it would be, but
Why wouldn't it be?
because you're, again, it looks like it is having like a booting issue.
Right.
So it is getting it's probably getting its proper power, but I don't know because I don't know where the BIOS is on that, and I don't know if it is functioning properly.
Okay. So basically, when you check capacitor, well, obviously, when you check capacitors, can something boot with a bad capacitor in it?
Capacitors usually if they're bad, they're completely shorted. So that's if it is bad, then you probably would be getting no power.
No power at all. Even if it's like a capacitor anywhere on the board, right?
Yeah, I mean, it could. It would be. It can't be anywhere on the board. Like, if it was bad on the audio output part of the circuit, then it will only, not work on the audio output circuit, but it should not affect anything else,
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So that right there that we just saw, that was not impedance. That was,
Well, impedance
what?
is same as resistance,
Oh,
so.
okay. Okay, yeah. So, like, what else can you teach me about this?
I mean, there's not much to teach, honestly.
Okay, cool. That was cool. Thanks.
All right.
I appreciate that.
Oh, you're almost wrapped up. Yeah, we got to be ending this stream soon. I think it's time.
How's working with Louis?
It's fun. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna be ending the stream because it's 7:35 and I gotta leave in 5 minutes. Goodbye. Okay, fine. As always, I hope you learned something. Thank you for the 20 euros. I didn't read it. Or is that pounds? I think it's pounds. That's not euros. Yeah.